you're looking to dive into topics on how to live a happier, healthier, more fit, and long lifespan, then you've come to the right podcast. Livin the Dream with me, Coach Damian Evans. Together, we will explore the topics on all things health, fitness, and wellness. Together, we will be lifelong learners on this journey to living the ultimate dream. What up, Dream Team? Coach D here, coming at you with another growth mini-sode. This will be a bite-sized episode with the goal of setting a growth-minded intention and focus for the upcoming week. Each mini-sode is going to offer a quote that encapsulates the theme of the week. And after the quote, we're going to dive into a weekly focus, something small that we can concentrate on for the following 7 days. And as well, we're going to add a physical activity and a nutritional tip that's going to help assist us in working towards a more healthy and optimal way of living our own dream life. And each mini-sode will end with a recommendation for the week. That recommendation could be anything from a podcast episode to listen to, a book to read, or an article or paper that I feel is going to better help educate ourselves towards the overall focus of the week. And if this is your first time listening to a mini-sode, the goal is to listen on Friday, Saturday, or Sunday so that you're ready to start the challenges of the week on Monday. So listen to just one mini-sode every week, and as that week finishes, move on to the next week's mini-sode. You can start all the way back over at mini-sode number 1 or join in with your team right here, mini-sode number 12. These mini-sodes will only be as beneficial to you as you're willing to make them. So if you're going to play along with the weekly focuses, the physical activity, and the nutritional tips, it's going to help you be much more successful to do this with someone in your life. So grab an accountability buddy and share on your social media platforms the challenges of the week. You never know who's going to be quietly watching and rooting for you. And you really never know whose life you're going to inspire by sharing your journey, both the challenges and your successes. So let's dive into this week's growth mini-sode. This week's quote comes from Mr. Walt Disney. Mr. Walt Disney said that we keep moving forward, opening new doors and doing new things because we're curious, and curiosity keeps leading us down new paths. We keep moving forward, opening new doors and doing new things because we're curious. And curiosity keeps leading us down new paths. Sometimes we can find ourselves in the Groundhog's Day loop of routines. And don't get me wrong, morning routines, nighttime routines, exercise routines, these are all fantastic things to have and something that I talk a lot about when it comes to cultivating these routines into your daily life in order to be consistent and successful and attain your goals. But this week, we're going to spice it up just a little bit. When is the last time that you've done something for the first time? This week's weekly focus is to do something that you've never done before. Doing something for the first time can help rewire your neural pathways into your brain. And as humans, sometimes we have a really hard time with change. We have these goals to get somewhere that we aren't right now, whether it be physically or financially or with your relationships or your successes. But as soon as something changes in our day-to-day lives, we really tend to push back on that change with resistance. Now, doing something for the first time helps us look at the world a little differently, whether it's as small as like brushing our teeth with the opposite hand or just roller skating down the boardwalk for the first time, or as big as like skydiving or starting a new business. It doesn't matter. When was the last time you did something for the first time? If we have goals and aspirations to be somewhere that we are not right now, we got to take some steps to do things that we currently don't do right now. So finding ways to shake up the monotony of your day-to-day will open up new opportunities. Are you trying new things? Are you testing out new territory? Are you going places that you've never been before? When is the last time you did something for the first time? Although the failure rate is definitely going to be greater when you try new things, the success rate is also higher because if you never try it, you'll never know if you can do it or not. If you try new things, you'll find some of these new things that you actually really enjoy, and now you've made your quality of life better. If you try new things, doors may open up from making connections or opportunities that you would have never fathomed that could have been there. So this week, do at least one new thing that you've never done before. Try something new and see what it'll do for you. And if you find value in this act, maybe continue on searching for new things to try, new places to visit, new activities to explore. You can do this not just this week, but moving forward here in your future. Don't feel the need to only do one new thing this week as well. Feel free to continue trying and chasing new stimuli that may help foster growth to your life. Moving on to this week's physical activity tip. This week's physical activity tip is all about finding a little bit of balance when it comes to your posture. When you walk around this week, when you start to stand and talk with someone this week, when you find those moments in the day where you start to cross your arms in front of you, let's let that be a cue and reset and take our arms and actually cross them behind us. Postural imbalances cause problems and pains in the body, and we are already so hunched forward and rounded forward due to the continuous lifestyle body positions that we put ourselves in. So counteract this by opening up your chest, by strengthening your back, and giving yourself the opportunity to stand tall and proud. As we age, we lose the mobility in our shoulders, and we stop operating in the many planes of motion that the mobile shoulder joint is capable of. Because of the way that our world is set up, with lots of time being sedentary and seated in front of screens, more of our society is getting what we call upper crossed syndrome. Now, upper cross syndrome is where the head is jutted forward and the shoulders are rounded forward. The upper back is stretched and weakened. And we rarely spend time balancing out the other direction. What would that look like? That's like when your spine is extended and bending backwards. Think if you were looking straight up in the sky with your head tilted back, your upper body bent reverse, your chest wide open. We just rarely put ourselves in that position, which then leads us to evolve into these 80 or 90-year-old hunched over elderly adults who need walkers to get around, and we lose the ability to raise our arms over our head. I've trained many elderly clients who are just trying to undo the years and years of forward rounded posture. But after so many decades of being where they are and holding their bodies the way that they do, it's a very large hole to dig out of. So prevention is key. Having an awareness now and finding balance in your life with your body mechanics and your posture, this is going to be so important. So rather than crossing your arms in front of you, reset and see how well you can open up your chest, stretch the front of your shoulders, stand taller, and cross your arms behind your back. And see what kind of balance that brings to your daily posture. Next is going to be this week's nutrition tip. It's all about diving into the world of fungi. That's right, fungi, fungus. Something I've been exploring and researching a lot in these last couple years is the wild world of mushrooms and their effects on our health. I challenge you to incorporate these 6 mushrooms into your diet. And I'm going to do an overview soon of the mushroom and all of the supplements that are out there. But for today's short mini-sode, I would love it if you just got a little taste and just did a little exploring before we do a really deep dive into the supplements masterclass episode that's coming out in the future. So the 6 mushrooms that we're going to look at this week are chaga, reishi, turkey tail, shiitake, lion's mane, and cordyceps. So you guys probably only heard of maybe 1 or 2 or a couple of those. Chaga, C-H-A-G-A, reishi, R-E-I-S-H-I, turkey tail, just like it sounds, shiitake, lion's mane, and cordyceps. The benefits of adding these mushrooms into your diet are insane. So do your research and check out some of the things that these mushrooms have been proven to offer through scientific studies. And it's getting studied even more. It's really hot right now. So things like benefits like enhancing your immune system, supporting your brain health, increasing antioxidant activity, managing your blood sugar levels, and even increasing your exercise performance. Now, I personally take chaga and lion's mane almost every single morning for improved cognitive benefits, as well as cancer-fighting purposes. I take turkey tail every day, and this is at lunch, which helps with my immune function. I take cordyceps every day before my workout as a pre-workout instead of a bunch of like caffeine or crazy supplements that I don't know what's in them. I take cordyceps before every workout, which is going to help with my improved physical performance. And the best part about these supplements is that they come from a natural source. I was so crazy when I was younger with the types of supplements that I just pumped into my body. I even took a pre-workout called Jacked 3D. Have you heard about Jacked 3D? If any of you know about Jack 3D, it was actually recalled, taken off the shelves because it had a weird chemically similar structure to a certain type of illegal narcotic. I'm talking that these guys were selling meth to kids that wanted to get hyped up for a workout. But hey, I turned out okay, right? Anyway, I'm just telling you, it's already happened. The world of mushrooms is going to blow up in the health and fitness space. I recommend checking out companies like Four Sigmatic or Organifi. Those are the two companies that I love and that the experts that I follow use as well. So let me know what you try this week. And if you have any questions or looking for any recommendations based on what your goals are, let me know. And I'm going to include the website link for Four Sigmatic and Organifi in the description of this episode. And then lastly, this week's recommendation is to check out a new podcast, and this one is by Katy Bowman. Katy is spelled Katy, and her last name is Bowman. This podcast is called Move Your DNA. Katy is an amazing movement specialist and biomechanist. She loves discussing optimal ways to move and dives deep into the crazy biomechanics that help people live a more pain-free and independent mobile life. So the episode that I'm recommending that you listen to from Move Your DNA podcast is called Between the Lines 5, It Starts With Your Feet. So Between the Lines, and she has a whole series of Between the Lines. This is number 5, and it starts with your feet. This is from season 1, episode 85, and it was released August 29th, 2017. And of course, I'll include the link of this podcast in the episode description notes. So check out Katy Bowman and maybe even look into some of her amazing books that she's written as well, all about optimal movement. And that's it, my friends, for this week's Growth MINIsode. Each week, we will focus on something new and dial in a different aspect of physical activity and nutrition. Share with your friends and family and hold each other accountable. Post on your social media stories when you try something for the first time this week. Post a video of you including mushrooms into your diet or when you balance out your posture and you're crossing your arms behind your back. And make sure you tag me and share your journey. And let me know if you have any suggestions or tips that would help your Livin the Dream team that I can discuss on future episodes. I'm going to be here right with you, working on making us stronger, happier, and healthier humans. Until next time, friends, keep living the dream.